YASUO is the champion that everybody wishes they could play. The enemy YASUO is always a challenger smurf and the allied one tends to have 10 deaths before the 10-minute mark. Here's a quick guide to get you started and hopefully prevent you from being the latter. YASUO is a pretty difficult champion, but he's insanely rewarding, and his skill ceiling is arguably one of the highest in the game. He's got high mobility, consistent damage output, crazy outplay potential, and incredible synergies with team comps with lots of knock-ups. YASUO does however take some practice. He's very easy to punish if he does make those mistakes, and he really can struggle to do his job properly if his team comp doesn't have those big knock-ups. So the best rune to go for on YASUO is Lethal Tempo. You can stack it so quickly and you can really abuse it in those extended fights. After that you want to take Triumph, Legend Bloodline and Last Stand. For those secondary runes, you're going to want to go for Resolve for some durability, opting for Bone Plating and then Unflinching or Revitalize depending on the enemy team comp or matchup. You'll want to max your Q first, as this is your main damaging ability alongside your auto attacks, then max your E second, and finally your W to finish. Let's move on to those items now, and the best mythic to go for on YASUO is without a doubt Immortal Shield Bow. It just gives him everything that he needs: attack speed, damage, lifesteal, and some much needed survivability with that lifeline shield. After that you want to get yourself those Berserker's Greaves and then Infinity Edge as soon as you can. These two items plus your mythic really are the foundation of your build and your damage, and you spike very hard once you've completed them. Once you've got those core items, you tend to want some defensive choices. Death's Dance, Wit's End or Guardian Angel are all really solid options to go for. And then there's those situational items too in Bloodthirster, Blade of the Ruin King, Mortal Reminder and Mercurial Scimitar. Now when it comes to those easy matchups, YASUO can look to get early kills and really snowball the game out of control. You want to focus on harassing with your Q and auto attacks and dive in and out of trades around the minions with your E. Your wind wall can also be used aggressively when you're diving in for those all-ins to remove the enemy's ability to escape. Overall, easy matchups are a free ticket to scale and spike earlier, so don't be afraid to get stuck in and go for it. Against harder lanes though, you are going to have to focus on power farming. YASUO gets insanely strong with just 2 to 3 items, so farm up, avoid trading unless absolutely necessary, and consider ganking other lanes if you have the chance. You want to try and save your wind wall to increase your chances of survival to enemy all-ins and ganks. Use your E to escape dangerous situations through minion waves, and don't forget to keep on the move to charge up that passive and use that shield to take some CS without too much risk. YASUO has some of the best synergies in the game, as we mentioned earlier. Anyone with AoE knockups instantly makes YASUO just so much stronger. If you see any of these champions on your team and you're a YASUO main, you're probably going to have a massive smile on your face. Now in the lane phase on YASUO, you can play aggressively or defensively depending on the matchups. You can look for all-ins to snowball and spike earlier, or you can simply just back off, farm up, scale and get to that 2 to 3 item power spike. You can use the minions to advantage to dash through them and get damage on your opponents with your Q and your auto attacks, and then just simply dash back out to avoid any return damage. You often want to try and time those trade windows around your passive shield too, as this can negate a chunk of damage. When laning, try not to overextend if you have no enemy minions behind you, as this can be your main form of escape with your E. If you get ganked, dash through those minions and get back to your turret safely, or use them to stall time for your own jungler to show up instead. When you're roaming or you're ganking, try and play around those lanes who have the most amount of setup for your ultimate. If your top lane is a Malphite, it's probably just going to be free kills for you. In teamfights, you're mainly going to be looking to land that massive AoE wombo combo. If your teammates have huge engaging abilities like a Malphite or a Diana ultimate, try to play around these as much as possible, as between the two of you, you can easily wipe out the entire enemy team. You can also look to split push though, as not many champions will be able to deal with you in the mid to late game, and this can be a very easy way to take down objectives or just force fights across the map. If you don't have a good teamfighting comp, this is a very effective way to win games. Just don't be too ignorant of your own team though. If you are super behind in teamfights, you can just focus on sitting with your backline and cutting at their frontline instead. If you are super fed though, focus on deleting their main carries. When you're diving those backlines, you want to look for that Q3 knockup into your ultimate, but also use your E's to keep on the move and of course time your wind wall to negate any chance of retaliation. YASUO is a fantastic flanker too, as he can get behind teams very easily with his E. Always look to clear wards and avoid those front lines by going behind their backs and trying to take them down that way. Let's take a look at a few tips and tricks. You can animation cancel your W if you use it after your EQ combo. You can EQ flash, which is a core way for most YASUO players to set up kills and engages. You can also use your ultimate to escape, as it has a very long range. Always try to weave your auto attacks at the same time as your Q and alongside your ultimate to maximize your damage. If you knock someone up, you can use your E, your Q and even an auto attack to get some more damage off before using your ultimate. If you do want to learn how to do those big combos like the Keyblade, the Airblade and the Beyblade, we've got all of those on our combo page on our website, so make sure you check those out if you haven't already. We've also got plenty more information on our app for YASUO and all other champions in the game, so don't forget to click the link in the description and get on over to mobalytics.gg. Thank you everyone for watching this quick guide on YASUO. We wish you the best of luck and have fun. Take care.